Hi, my name is Mayhemstar and welcome back to Null. You're okay. You're okay. You've just time looped. Again. Cece! Lamau! You jumped to your feet and hugged the person in front of you. A person you thought you'd never see again. Cece is taken aback at first, but then she quickly wrapped her arms around you. But almost like a realization just hit her, she pushes you away. Wait, the others are waking up. If they see us like this, they will definitely suspect us, not to mention what could happen if Zero sees us. We need to pretend to be as confused and lost as the others. At least, for now. You look around. It seems Cece is right. You were back at the start of the loop. Your companions are waking up one by one now, with the same look of confusion and wonder they had at the start of every passing loop. Wait, something is off. Besides your usual companions, there seem to be new people here. A man in a suit stood up on his feet and locked eyes with you. Oh, you're the guy that tends to the garden. A creepy grin decorated his pale face, or your Anya's dad, one or the other. You're really young. A girl in an odd dress was standing not too far away from him. She looked around with hollow, empty eyes, almost like she wasn't fazed by anything. Hey, you're my kind of person. And finally, the last new person in the room. The little girl stood away from everyone else. She looked no different than a scared little kitten in the rain. Don't be alarmed. Sometimes in some loops, Zero brings new people in. My theory is that she gets bored and looks for new ways to spice things up. Very fitting for someone as messed up in the head as her. Anyway, try not to get overwhelmed, okay? Besides the new additions to your group, things seem to be going the same way as in the last loop. Hassan kicked the door only to hurt his foot. Anya chastised him for it. Your companions then exchanged names and information. You learned the names of the new people in the group. Isaac, the creepy guy. Kay, the girl with the hollow eyes. And Risotto, the little girl. Much like last time, your companions were surprised that only you didn't remember your name. But just like last time, Zero appeared and started explaining the rules of her game. But that's when something odd happened. After explaining the usual rules, Zero went on further. Now for some very important information. There exists 2 beanie killers amongst you right now, hee. This is kinda unfamiliar to innocent people, so I blessed one of you with a special role. Yes, one of you right now has been blessed with the Guardian Angel role. This special person can choose to protect one person each night, and if he chooses wisely, he can stop the beanie killers right in their tracks. Of course, the killers can only target one person each passing night, so no going solo. Do you hear, my killer babies? What? So, you need 2 killers to kill one person. Is that what you're telling me? Of course, some of you right now might be thinking, I hate democracy, why should my vote be equal to someone as dumb as Hassan? I can't help but agree with you on this one, Zero. As weird as you may be, as horrible as you are, as much as I hate the very fiber of your being, I agree that Hassan is just worse. Haha, I got you, my babies. Your cute mommy has blessed you with another special gift. Yes, the vigilante role. Oh, great. It's, Town of Salem. That's what it is. It's Town of Salem. The vigilante can target and kill one person each night. If they're smart or lucky, If they're smart or lucky and target one of the killers, then congratulations. You've just given your companions a major advantage. But if the vigilante messes up and kills an innocent person, then it's only fair that they perish alongside them, right? Right? So be careful, Miss Vigilante. Choose carefully, okay? That's about it. I hope you all got that, my babies. That's a lot of rules. The next explanation part is so boring. Zero then snapped her fingers and disappeared in front of your eyes. Soon after, your companions discovered that the door is now open and ran out of the room. Okay, we're alone now. I'm very glad to see you again, as am I, to be perfectly honest. I missed you. How? Oh, can you tell me what happened in the previous loop after I died? Tell Cece everything. I see. Carmine was the killer in many of my past loops. She's pretty good at it too. Still, you say she chopped my head off and placed it in front of your door? That's too extreme. She had never done that before, not in any of my past loops. I wonder what changed. Dots. She also called me a cheater. A cheater? Really? That's odd. Do you remember her from before you were kidnapped? You shake your head. No. Very strange. I can't say I have an idea about that. Dots. Well, it doesn't matter right now. We are in a brand new loop. Carmine and the others won't remember anything about past loops anyway. So the right thing to do is to continue searching for a way to escape the time loops. Of course, figuring out the identity of the killers is also important if we want to survive this loop long enough. But for now, let's head after the others. Dots. Don't worry, I'm right here by your side. So let's escape this loop together, okay? I think, generally, the game is encouraging me to work alongside Cece. So I will continue to side Cece for should any of the options appear. And I'll just side Cece. You see your companions gathering near the door. You've already been through this twice already, so you know exactly what's going on. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna stop Anya again? You start thinking about your next move when all of a sudden a person intervened. I'll go with you, Anya girl. If these peas are... Nah, I can say it. If these pussies are too scared to run away, then they deserve to die in this shithole. Isaac, one of the new people to join this loop, proclaimed with a big grin on his face. Isn't that your job, Hassan? He just took your job, Hassan. Hey, who are you calling a pussy? Yeah, he took your job. Bro, you've just been robbed. You've been robbed of a character role. I'm not scared of anything. I just don't want to be qualified from the game show. Don't want to be disqualified from the game show. Whatever you say, delusional boy. Let's head out, Anya. Wait, I haven't heard from anyone else. Anya spoke as she faced the girl with hollow eyes. I'm staying. Kai replied with a whisper. This was the first time you've heard her voice, if you'll even call it that. She's only slightly better than me. Slightly. Okay, what about the child? Should we take her with us? Are you out of your mind? She'll only slow us down. All eyes turned to the little girl who was standing near the entrance. Perhaps noting everyone's gaze suddenly on her, Resato panicked. She then ran and hid behind you. Why me? Of all people, she goes to the most suspicious guy here. Thanks, kid. Thanks for being on my side. I'll support you, as long as you're not the killer. You're probably the killer. Kids these days have no sense of danger. Anya then asked the rest of your companions if they wanted to join her and Isaac, but just like in the previous loop, they all chose to follow Carmine and remain in the mansion. Failing to gather any more support, Anya turned around and left with Isaac. The rest of your companions watched them go with worried expressions on their faces. Actually, I just remembered. Based on the what the author's notes had, and the fact that he has I think it's a he. I don't really know. I never really checked. Not never really checked. I just don't quite remember. If it's a he or a she, or an it, to be perfectly honest. The author had other games, or has other games, and characters might appear again in his metaverse. So these extra characters might be part of that metaverse. I've not played any of his other games though, to be perfectly honest. I may choose to, depending on, well, how I feel about it. If for any reason you would like me to play more of his games, comment, yeah? Put it down in the comments and let me know. Whether they were worried about her or themselves is a whole other matter. Okay everyone, let's not waste time. Let's start searching this place. There might be a phone or a computer somewhere, so keep your eyes peeled. Carmine then divided everyone into groups of 2. Nesrine and I would look after the little girl. But the moment Carmine approached Risato, she ran away and hugged your leg, refusing to let go. Oh boy, we can adopt a kid. Huh? Gahaha, it seems you've got yourself a little fan, dude. Every single time. So Cece knows. Cece knows. Good to have her around then. Okay, I guess she can stay with you and Cecilia. But if you run into any difficulties, let me know, okay? A few minutes after that, the newly formed groups dispersed into the mansion. You look to your right, and then to your left, and then up and down. Then you shake your hips all around. Cece seemed to be lost in her thoughts. Are you okay, Cece? Annie, are you okay? Huh? Oh yeah. I was just thinking about where we should go look next. But before Cece can say another word, a curious voice caught your attention. Papa. Papa. Nani? Bathroom. It's okay. She always calls you that when she's around. I don't know why. It's unlikely you're her dad. Unless you had her when you were in elementary school. I mean, like... Metaverse. Cece kept explaining, but Risato was tugging on your shirt. It seems she really needs to go. With Cece alongside you, you go upstairs and take Risato to one of the many bathrooms there. Hey, guess what? You get a choice. It's like a suite. An ensuite. Not an ensuite, it's like a buffet. You get this toilet, you can have that toilet, you can have one with the shower, one with the sink, one with the toilet all alone. Risato walks in as you wait for her outside. I was thinking about searching outside the mansion, but with the kid tagging along, I don't think it's a good idea. I really don't understand why she's so attracted to you. In one past loop, I tried to separate her from you, but she started crying so loud that everyone came running. Kids. A few minutes later, Risato appeared from inside the bathroom with a smile on her face. She missed the toilet. I bet you she missed the toilet. I did it, Papa. I missed the toilet. Did you wash your hands? Dots. Risato runs back inside. A few moments later, she comes back and shows you her washed hands. Great, that's lovely. Hey, that's a different expression from Cece. But back to more important things. If we're not able to search outside the mansion, I suggest we search the garden. I haven't finished searching that place yet. You nod back to Cece as the 3 of you hit your destination. A beautiful garden greets your eyes. Cece wasted no time and started searching around. Risato, on the other hand, was looking at the flowers with awe, when all of a sudden she ran off. Go after her. I'll continue searching in the place. You start going in the direction Risato ran to. Did you perhaps come for her? Kay spoke quietly as she looked at you. Is it Kay or is it Kai? K. Papa, look, so many beautiful flowers. Giving off the exact opposite vibe of Kay, Risato smiled brightly as she played in the flower field. You go to grab Risato's hand, but then you notice something odd. Kay is standing in the middle of the flower field alone. You could swear she was grouped up with Hassan, so why is she here alone? Where is Hassan? Hassan? Do you mean that carefree man? I asked him to leave me alone. I'm not interested in winning this game. All I desire, is an ending. You're the same thing, aren't you? I can clearly see it. The truth behind your special existence is that you are my female self. I have been reversed gender bended. Wait, nope, it's just gender bended. Yes. I had to check. No, I didn't have to check that. I swear I didn't. I'm pretty certain. I am right. I wonder if she sees it too. I wonder how she'll feel when the truth is revealed. I wonder how I'll feel when the truth is revealed. After saying these words, Kay turns around and leaves. Papa, I picked you a flower, so please don't look sad. Oh, that's so cute. Pat her head. Oh. Hee hee. After being satisfied with the flower she picked, Risato finally agrees to go back with you. She's the killer. She's too innocent, she's the killer. Oh, you found her. Good job. Risato goes to give CC a flower, but then... Zero. Yes. Hello. Are you having a little family date? How cute. The moment Zero appears, Risato panics and hides behind you. So mean. Even Risato-chan is afraid of me. Everyone is so mean. It's her fault, anyway. Let me guess, it's voting time. Wow, don't look so bored, CC-chan. Sorry, I had to pause there. You know what? I'm not even going to bother cutting this out because I think there was a hair in my mouth. Anyway. After all, voting time is the most fun part. Zero snapped your fingers and just like every time, you were transported to the usual voting place. Who wants to be a millionaire? Welcome everyone to our first round of voting. Please discuss among each other and choose who you believe is one of the killers, hee. Hey, I've got CC and Risato, I've got 2 phoner friends. Let your voices be heard. You look around, checking who was there. Because Anya and Isaac left the mansion, you expected to see them absent in the voting. But oddly though, that wasn't entirely true? No fucking discussion is needed. The killer's identity is clear as fucking day. Yeah, I'm talking about the who suckered me and ran away the first chance she got. I'm trying to remember what kind of character this is. It reminds me of a character from another game. Not that I played that game, it's from a YouTube playthrough by Manly Badass Hero. I can't remember exactly what the game was called. It's like Case 1 or Case 0 or something, I just can't remember. Isaac continued shouting. According to him, it seems, once he and Anya left the mansion, at one point when he turned his back, Anya hit him on the head with something and ran away. He then claims he regained consciousness and dragged himself back here. The rest of your companions looked around in fear. Wait a second. Even if what you claim is true, that doesn't prove she's a killer. Wait, where's Anya? Is it possible you said or did something to her that made her hit you? Oh, that's fucking great. If the genders were reversed, you would immediately suspect the assaulter. But just because she's a girl, you're trying to justify her actions and blame me. Fuck you, you sexist bitch. Wow, calm down, dude. The reason why I'm centering myself is simply because I'm testing to see that if I swear less, does the YouTube algorithm know that? Does the YouTube algorithm know that I'm swearing less and will push my video more? I don't know. Let's give it a try. Let's give it a try. No harm. That's no way to talk to a lady. Shut the fuck up, you sissy boy. Sassy sissy boy. I say we vote that Anya bitch out. Even if she's not the killer, she is clearly dangerous to the rest of us. Today I was her victim, but who knows who she'll go after next. A long silence filled the place. Isaac's words were offensive and crude, but the fact he was injured was clear. He was bleeding from the back of his head, making it less likely that the injury is self-inflicted. Well, I mean, he could have just smacked his head up against like a wall or something and went, ah, self-inflicted damage. I tripped myself in my own confusion. We're ready to vote, so start this shit already. Sorry, he calls out to Zero, by the way, I completely forgot to read that. Wait, why is there a asterisk after your exclamation mark? The usually silent K suddenly intervened. If you're going to vote for someone out, then vote me. Please, vote me out. What? Why? Huh? Are you saying you're one of the killers? Dots. Are you trying to sacrifice yourself? If so, you are making a big mistake. None of us should die here. This is all just a twisted experiment to get us to kill each other indirectly. I truly believe this. This game doesn't interest me one bit. I'm not doing this for anyone but myself. Dots. 5 years ago, I've made a terrible mistake. I stood against fate and changed my destiny. Back then, I thought I was brave. I thought only I can define my future. Only I can choose my path. I was naive. And I was punished for it. The little freedom, the little agency I had in my life was stripped away. I'm no longer free. I'm not even human anymore. I can take every gun in existence. I can load it full of bullets and point it straight at my temple. But it won't work. Sometimes it would get jammed, and other times the bullet would bounce off my skull like it was nothing. He's referring to a previous game, I think. But really the authors are referring to a previous game. I would jump off the highest cliff on the planet, but miraculously survive with no severe injuries. I would ingest the deadliest poison ever made, but wake up the next day with only an upset stomach. Hey, look, that's probably the worst injury you've ever had. Death has closed its door to me. I don't even have the freedom to die. Forever bound by the shackles I created. If what this woman claims is true, and whoever gets voted out will die, then please choose me. Please give me a chance to escape this prison. Please allow me the chance to die. Damn. You hear this story over and over again, but it never stops. It never ceases to amaze you in these types of characters. They suffer on a different level. A different plane of suffering. Everyone looked at Kay with confusion and wonder. What is she saying? A person who can't die? A person who wishes to be voted out, to be killed in this twisted game. Everyone is focused on surviving, on escaping this nightmare that such wishes and desires almost feel impossible to believe. But there she stands looking at you in the eyes, asking you to indirectly kill her, to end her existence. Even Zero, who usually has a grin on her face, is looking at Kai with a slightly annoyed expression. Not entertained now, are you, Zero? Screw you. The place was quiet for a few minutes after that, so Zero clapped her hands and announced the ending of discussion time. There appears to be 3 major choices this time around. You can either vote for Anya like Isaac suggested, or vote for Kai as she requested, or of course you can choose to vote no one out. Unlike previous loops, it seems Zero has decided you'll be the first person to vote. You take a deep breath, think back to everything that just happened, and choose 2. Save. Where haven't I saved? Here. Look. K is special. She's gotta go. You declare your vote for everyone to hear. Zero looks at you for a second before turning her attention to the others. A few minutes after that, the vote was over. Carmine and Nesrine voted on no one. Isaac voted on Anya. Hassan voted on no one. Kai voted herself out. Risato was confused at first, but then she panicked and voted on no one. And finally Cece voted on Isaac. I guess the verdict is clear. By majority, you all chose not to vote anyone out this time around. I don't think it matters. Okay, so, look. I think for the purpose of this game, at no point in time did I read in the game description from the author that there would be multiple endings. I think there's only like 1, I think. I'll go check again. And I'll probably... Nah, you know what? Screw it. I'll let you guys go figure it out yourself. I'll put the description down in the... I'll put the game down in the description again, so you can go play it for yourselves. Maybe you can try and see if you get different outcomes. But this is my outcome. By majority, you chose not to vote on anyone this time around. How boring. Screw you, Zero. How about we vote you? Isn't that the joke? We just turn this sick game around and vote you. Technically, you're like a participant, because you're the host. Even though I added the special roles, it still ended this way. Kya, you're all dummies. Dummies. Zero then disappeared from in front of you, but then she suddenly returned and explained the part about your design. But then she suddenly returned and explained the part about your designated bedrooms and nighttime rules. Carmine let out a long sigh of relief before going upstairs, and Estrine followed after her. Isaac gave Cece a hateful look before leaving as well. Kay looked extremely disappointed but didn't say a single word and left. Hassan looked around, not sure what to do, but ultimately followed after the rest. Another round of voting, huh? You must be feeling burned out by now. I know exactly how that feels. But don't lose hope. I promise you, we will find a way out. We will get out of this. Together. With the kid. Yeah. Papa, I'm sleepy. Sigh, it's okay. You can walk to a room. I'll head out alone. Cece then turned around and went upstairs. With Risato still tugging on your shirt, you head upstairs and start searching for her designated room. Risato looks a bit scared. Perhaps she's scared about sleeping alone. But she then opens the door and walks inside. You turn around and start walking away when a figure emerges. Yes, you sicko. Yeah, I called you. Called you, yeah, don't give me that look. You weirdo. Dots. It was Risato. She must have come out of her room. You get down on your knees and face her. Are you afraid of the dark? Are you afraid to sleep alone? Risato dots. Barely acknowledging your presence, Risato staring at you with an apathetic look on her face. Pathetic. But then, I knew I made the right choice by choosing this model. Let me read that again. I knew I made the right choice by choosing this model. Risato spoke. You can see her mouth clearly move, but the voice coming from it is definitely not hers. Don't worry, I'm not here to harm you. Risato then reaches a little arm and places a finger on your forehead. Reset. You snap back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. You're still standing in the familiar room. Standing alongside you are your companions looking around in confusion and fear. The same looks you often see at the start of the time loop. But how did you get here? You were standing on the second floor with Risato just a second ago. Cece is standing next to you while looking around her in confusion. Cece. Yo. Homie. What's up? Huh? Who are you? What do you mean by, who am I? I know you. You should know me. How do you know my name? Cece steps away from you as she looks at you in fear, almost like she had never seen you before. You look back at Cece as she moves cautiously away from you. What the hell is going on? None of this makes sense. But before you could say anything else, Zero appears, the lady of the hour. Drum roll. The rest of the events go the same way as usual, except for Isaac, Kay, and Risato. I'm not present here. After Zero explains the rules, your companions discover that the door is unlocked now and run out of the room. Cece tried to go after them, but you stop her. Talk to Cece. What? Time loops? What the hell are you talking about? Stay away from me, you weirdo, and don't call me Cece. My name is Cecilia. After saying these words, Cece opens the door and runs away. It doesn't seem like she remembers the time loops either. What on earth is going on? You step outside the room and go after her. As usual, your companions are by the entrance listening to Anya, who's trying to get them to escape the mansion. Cece approaches them but then opens the mansion's door and runs out. What? What? Run after Cece. Well, we're leaving the mansion at least. You're still not sure what's going on, but you decide to go after her. As Cece kept walking further and further away from the mansion, you continued following her. Perhaps you could learn something about this messed up situation. Which reminds me, what if we followed, what's her name? Anya route? Well, I guess we're out here anyway. But after following her for a while, Cece suddenly stops and turns around. Come out. I know you're there. You step out from behind the tree and face her. You. Why are you following me? No, don't come any closer. Cece starts walking back, but then she slips near the edge. Reach out and grab her. You run as fast as you can and reach for her. Hold on, wait a minute. That's like that weird kind of retro sci-fi gif that was playing in that cutscene, where one hand is reaching from the other, one from below, one from on top. But by the moment you reach for her and grab her hand, you find yourself way past the edge and the two of you fall off the cliff. Wake up. Wake up, please. You open your eyes and you're greeted by an unusual sight. Cece, the girl you've been going through so many loops with, the girl who braved so many hardships by your side, is now crying. Oh god, you're bleeding all over. Why? Why did you do that? Dots. I'm sorry, this is my fault. I just panicked. This whole game, this whole situation is effed up. Reassure her. Okay, sure. It's okay. It's okay. Calm down. How can you be so calm? We're trapped in this place by some monster with no way out. There is a way out. What? The library? Just spend more time in the library. You know what I mean? What are you talking about? Cece looks at you, waiting for you to explain, but then an odd sensation assaults your brain. You immediately fall to your knees and hold your head in agony. What's wrong? Are you okay? You lift your head to assure Cece, but then... your mind snaps back to reality. Once again. You're back to the starting room. You look around you, all of your companions are lying on the ground except for one person. You're back. I can't believe it. Cece runs to you and gives you a big hug. Her arms wrapped tightly around you, almost like she can't believe that you're really there. What happened? The last time I've seen you, you were escorting Risato to her room, but then you suddenly disappeared from the previous loop. Everyone thought you ran away in the night and voted you off the next day. I thought you somehow escaped the loops. Explain everything to Cece. What? No, that's impossible. What you just described, that was my first time loop. The first time we met. Dots. Those events happened a long time ago. You can't have experienced them just now. Maybe it has to do with Risato. Her? Cece replies as she looks at Risato, who's still unconscious on the ground. You're saying she somehow sent you back to the very first loop? But how? And why? But before Cece can say another word, a person appears. Hello, Zero is here. Oh great, you're already awake, hee hee. Okay, so there's some being that's even stronger than Zero that can control time. That's what I'm seeing. Let's not waste any time. The explanation part is my least favorite part. You're all here to play a little game, and you two have a very important part in it. Yes, you'll be playing the killer role, and lying on the ground next to you are your future victims. I'll explain the rules once everyone wakes up, but for now you should understand the importance of your role. If you refuse to play your role correctly and not kill one person each night, then you'll immediately be deleted. So suppress my sympathy or pity you. So suppress any sympathy or pity you might have for these people, because I assure you, if the roles were reversed, they would not hesitate to slit your throat. What followed after that was the usual thing. Your companions wake up and Zero started explaining the rules. Not only were Isaac, Kay, and Risato present in this loop, but the special roles of Guardian Angel and Vigilante were back again. Except this time you and Cece are the killers in disguise. After Zero finished her explanation, your companions discovered that the door can be opened and ran out the room. Once again, only you and Cece remain. Cece seems to be lost in her thoughts once again. Oh, sorry, did the others leave? Are you worried about us being the killers? No, I've played this role so many times before. Haha, Lamau. I know it sounds messed up, but after so many times playing the role, I just got numb to all the killings. Hey, I use that word. I use the word numb. I mean, what's the point in feeling bad if the person you kill will be resurrected after the loop ends? No, I was thinking about something else right now. But what you said to me in my first time loop, you know, after you shielded me when we fell off the cliff. To me, that was a day I'll never forget until I ceased to exist in this world. Wow, okay. No, wait, I apologize for that. That's true. You would remember that. But that was only the day you told me about the library. That was also the day you told me about the library. About it being the key to our escape. But think about it. The reason you told me about that in my first loop is because I told you about it in your first loop, after you lost your memories. And the reason I told you about it in that loop is because you told me about it in my first loop. You get it, don't you? It's a paradox. An error in this universe. Something that shouldn't exist, but yet does. Is there some Inception thing going on? I can't remember what Inception was again, what a paradox was. The only explanation I think in Inception for paradoxes was that infinite staircase. I remember that one. That was interesting. And if it's true, then that means the library was never anything special. It was never the key to our escape. We were like two blind people leading one another. Each one of us going with a false notion of the last. Our search, our hope of escaping this endless nightmare was pointless. Dots. Cece's voice was sullen, despair and fear oozed from every word she spoke. The girl who kept encouraging you each time, the girl who was so sure and hopeful about being able to escape the loop together, was now showing genuine fear. Perhaps for the first time ever, Cece had no idea what to do. I have no idea what to do. I'm still as blind as when I first started playing the game. I don't know. Cece stood silently for a few minutes, but then snapped back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity, and suggested you follow her after the other, and suggested you to follow after the others. You go downstairs and are greeted by the usual Anya event. Just like in a previous loop, only Isaac decides to go with Anya, as the two escape the mansion and venture into the woods, and Isaac gets assaulted and he cries about it. You turn to your right and face Cece. Huh? What? Nani? Oh, yeah. The game, Zero's game. Of course, let me think. You poor thing, you poor thing, honestly. You don't look so good. Huh? No, I'm okay. I just need a second. I will figure out what to do next. We will beat Zero in our twisted little game. Cece then fell into a long silence. You look at her for a second, but you clench your fists and shout. Screw Zero and her game. Let's go! That's a very Hassan thing, isn't it? Let's go! What? You grab Zero from her hand. Huh? What? You grab Zero from her hand and start running away. Huh? Wait, where are you going? Who's Zero? Wait. Wow, beautiful. How did you know such a place exists? Cece started walking through the flower field in awe. Are you Zero? Who are you? You're not Cece, you're Zero. What? This is amazing, but shouldn't we focus on the game right now? You shake your head and lay in the middle of the flower field, urging Cece to do the same. Cece looks at you in confusion, perhaps not sure what to do, so you hold her hand and nod. Cece let out a slight smile and finally accepted your suggestion. You lift your eyes and gaze at the mighty blue sky decorating the horizon. Is this some sort of nihilistic outlook? Like I don't care about this anymore. We're just gonna have fun and do what we want. Cece looks at you for a brief second but then does the same. It's the Camus version of nihilism. The idea that nothing matters, but you give life what matters. You give life purpose. That's what it meant. That's what Camus means. So there's two, right? There's Nietzsche and there's Camus. Nietzsche is like that really down guy. He's like constantly depressed. And then Camus, I think, is much after Nietzsche. Are they the same time period? I don't exactly remember. But Camus is like chill. He's like really chill about this. He's an absurdist. He believes, if I remember correctly, that life has no meaning except for the meaning that you give it. It's reasonable. It's probably the most reasonable version of nihilism, in my opinion. I suppose you're right. It's not like we're in a hurry to identify the killers this time. Hehehe. Cece lets out a chuckle as she smiles, perhaps the first time you ever saw her laugh. The two of you lay side by side in total silence after that. But neither of you feels awkward or uncomfortable because of it. You continue looking at the sky and forget all the worries and fears that plague your heart. That's when Cece broke the silence. Hey! You turn your head to face Cece. Your head isn't... You changed clothes and your... Wait, did you change clothes and your hair is a different color now? You know that feeling when you're dreaming and you suddenly become self-aware? You know how you immediately wake up after that? What if you open your eyes one day and realize that none of this is real? That's what I've been saying this whole time, that none of this is real. That I'm not real. Would you remember me? Or would I become just a fragment of your imagination? Would you go on with your life and forget everything? Save. Save. And then you choose to, let's go here. I'll never forget you. Really? Me too. I'll never forget you. I promise. The silence returned after that. Seconds turned to minutes and eventually to hours. You found it odd that Zero didn't show and teleport you for voting, but then you remembered you were outside the mansion. It seems whoever isn't inside the mansion by voting time is automatically excluded from voting. In other words, no matter how long you two stay here, Zero will probably never come. You close your eyes and think. You run all the previous loops through your mind. Is there no way out of these loops? Are you destined to remain here for all eternity? But then another question runs through your head. Why are you looking for a way to escape? Is this reality truly that bad? It's bad. This is bad. You have no memories of your time before you got here, so who's to say that your previous life is better? Excuse me? Would it be so bad to stay here for all eternity? You think really hard about this question because the answer will decide your future. The answer could bring a conclusion to everything. Dots. Your answer is... What? What? There's not enough save points. What do I do with this? Come on. Okay. Find a way to escape. That's right. You can't give up. It's not just you who's trapped in this endless loop. Cece is sharing the same fate. She always stood by your side and supported you each time. She has been through these horrific loops way longer than you had. Even though she has a slight smile on her face right now, you can feel the pain and despair in her tired eyes. It's time you step up and take charge for once. Think there must be a way out of this nightmare. Something the two of you haven't noticed yet. It doesn't matter if it's insignificant. It doesn't matter if it will be a dead end. You can't give up now. There must be a way. Dots. You fall into a deep silence as you analyze every small, insignificant thing that happened during the past loops. You play the previous events over and over and again in your head. But then, almost as if emerging from the furthest depths of your mind, a memory floats to the surface. The death messages. There's death messages? What's wrong? You explain everything to Cece. Death messages. What? Weird symbols appear in front of your eyes when you die? I don't understand. I never experienced any of this when I died. It's not just weird symbols. Letters? What are you talking about? I didn't notice them. You mean the weird symbols have normal letters too? You're not back to Cece. Dots. Cece falls silent for a few minutes. This is certainly odd. There is a chance that by combining these letters, we could get some clues. But that would mean you'll need to die over and over again. I can't accept that. I don't care if this gives us clues or whatever. I'm not going to let you get murdered over and over again. We will find another way. Any other way. You lift your eyes and look straight into Cece's eyes, affirming your intentions. You've already made up your choice. Nothing she says can change it. But... You approach Cece and wrap your arms around her. If dying over and over again will give you a chance to escape this nightmare with her, then you'll do whatever it takes. Perhaps sensing your resolute determination, Cece's body relaxes a bit as she hugs you back. What followed after that day was a definition of horror. Every single loop after, you would do whatever it takes to be killed. From acting suspicious on purpose to antagonizing the killers so you'll be targeted, you did every possible thing to die. Each time you were killed, the weird symbols appeared in front of your eyes and you did the best to memorize them. You would then inform Cece and she would write them down and try to form words with the letters. This cycle continued for so long you lost count of how many times you died. Cece looked to you with deeply pained eyes as she wrote down every letter you told her. Every letter. Damn. You counted, which means you counted every single letter. 262 time loops later. 262. 262. You lean on one of the library's bookshelves trying to catch your breath. Cece is standing across the room with a pen and paper in her hands. Are you okay? You nod back to Cece. I've been arranging all the letters you discovered. The words I've got so far are candidate, ambassador, time, branch, and last but not least, null. But I have no idea what they mean. I think we only have a part of the full picture here. Dots. I don't think getting yourself killed will provide us with any more letters. This is probably it. What do we do now? I can think of only one thing. It's dangerous, but I believe our only chance is to use these words to our benefit. If we confront Zero and try to bluff using these words, she might fall for it and leak some information. Like I said, it's very dangerous, but it could work, and I can't bear seeing you get hurt anymore. Dots. You nod back to Cece. Okay. The only chance we get alone time with Zero is when we're given the killer role. Remember how at the start of these loops, you and I are the only ones conscious at the very start? That's because Zero needs to speak and explain the roles to the killers before everyone else to preserve their identities, sorry. That's because Zero needs to speak and explain the roles to killers before everyone else to preserve their identities. In other words, we need to wait to be chosen to be killers again. You nod your head. Cece is right. That's the only time you can confront Zero without worrying about someone else listening in. And so the plan, if you'll even call it that, is set. You and Cece wait patiently, one loop after the other, for Zero to choose you two to play the role of the killer once again. Dots. 22 loops later, that chance finally arrives. Hello, Zero here. You're awake already? Amazing. I'm sure you're pretty confused right now, so I'll start explaining our little game. That's not necessary. Nani? We know everything. About the fact that we're in a time loop. About the candidates, time branches, everything. Huh? Do you now? Zero looks at the two of you as she licks her lips. What do you know exactly, Cece-chan? Oh, tell me, please tell me, Cece-chan. We know about the ambassador thing in Null too. Null, huh? Then you must know about everything. Yes. So this is your chance to stop this madness and let us all go. Let you go, huh? You know what, CC-chan? I don't think you know sheesh, my little girl. My cute little girl, my kawaii little girl. You don't know where you heard these words. I don't know where you heard these words. But I think you have no idea what you're talking about. CC moves closer to CC. What? CC moves closer to CC and touches her cheeks with her fingers. Isn't that right, my cute little CC-chan? Dots. Yeah, you almost had me for a second. It has been a long time since someone surprised me. I commend you two for your efforts, hee. Dots. Alright, my babies, let's forget this little distraction ever happened and return to our fun little game. That's enough, Zero. Ooh, who are you? Destiny, what are you doing here? For the first time ever, you can see Zero genuinely perplexed. It's over, Zero. You've crossed too many lines. The High Council has decided to cancel the game. Huh? Did they choose a candidate? No. Thanks to your actions, the game is now void. Null? My actions? If those old bastards can't make a simple decision, then they shouldn't try to blame it on me. I'll be respectful if I were you, Zero. You're in a very difficult situation right now. Not only did you let these two candidates retain their memories after each loop, thus giving them an advantage over the others, but you let her in. The girl called Destiny points at the body of little Risato, who was laying unconscious on the floor like the rest of your companions. There's no point in pretending anymore, Naz. I know you're awake. After uttering these words, Risato suddenly opens her eyes and stands on her two little feet. So my presence was compromised after all. Yeah, little Risato is acting very strange. Enough, Zero. No one will entertain your charade anymore. We know you have been fully aware of her presence since the start. What the hell is going on? Yeah, what the hell is going on? It's gods, man. You're messing with gods. CC steps in and shouts, interrupting the weird exchange playing in front of your eyes. You're being toyed with. Are you going to explain everything to them, Zero? Yeah, why me? I hate explaining. The explaining part is the worst. Wah. You're a monster, Zero. Listen to me, you two. Risato turns her attention to you and CC. My name is Naz. The little girl you're seeing in front of you is an android I'm using to communicate with you. This was the only way to infiltrate this effed up game. You two are what these monsters call a candidate. You were brought here along with everyone else in this room to play this sick game for these assholes, to choose one candidate to support in the upcoming war. As much as I hate the High Council, I will not stand here as you spread lies, Naz-chan. We didn't force anyone to participate in this game. Everyone here came by their own choice. It was you humans who contacted us and asked for our help in your pitiful war. The only thing we've done is make a little game to see which time branch, which world is worthy of our support. It's funny hearing you say that, Zero, considering you turned this game into your little plaything. Why did you let these two candidates keep their memories? But most of all, why did you let her in? Oh come on, Destiny-chan. You've been watching, haven't you? Before I made my little changes, this game was boring as hell. These humans kept doing the same crap in every loop. It was so boring that I was moments away from killing all of them. But then I noticed how CC-chan and her little crush were getting all buddy-buddy in every time loop, so I wanted to spice things up. I was curious to see how their relationship would develop, especially knowing the truth behind their special existence. Ha 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 ha. As for Naz, I was just curious to meet one of the humans who defeated you, Destiny. Dots. It must still sting, huh? A null such as you being defeated by a group of humans in some side branch no one gives a shit about. But after watching a little Risato here, or Naz or whatever you want to call her, I can kinda see how humans can stand up to a Null. Shut up. Uh-huh. So destiny kinda decides everyone's fate. And technically by breaking the loop, we have in a way also denied destiny, denied fate. Okay, I can see this. You have no right to talk about such things. The High Council orders are clear. Send every human back to their time branch and end this ridiculous game. By order of the High Council, the Nulls will not support any human in the upcoming war. After uttering a final declaration, Destiny snapped her fingers and disappeared from in front of you. Looks like the fun is over, my babies. Only you can find pleasure in a sick game like this, Zero. Whatever, it's over now. Return him to us. Risato, Naz, declared as he pointed at you. She pointed at you, sorry. Kya, Naz-chan, you're so annoying. Zero then pointed at Naz and snapped her fingers. Risato's body evaporated in front of your eyes, from in front of your eyes. What did she do? Calm down, CC-chan, I just sent her back to her time branch. Branch? With a bit French there, are we? I guess I have to send you all back to your worlds, huh? Or maybe there is an EU version of branch. Such a pain. We're going home. Indeed, my quiet little baby. It's over. You can finally escape this nightmare. Well, not everyone is going home, I guess. Right, CC-chan? Huh? You quickly turn your attention to CC. Dots. You haven't told him the truth, have you? The truth about you. The truth about your existence. Dots. You want me to hell him? Tell? How close is T away from H on the keyboard? Pretty far. No, they're pretty close. Okay, I respect that. Hell him? I can explain everything to him. No. Dots. I'll do it. Cece then approaches you. She struggles at first, but ultimately manages to look you in the eyes. There's something I need to tell you. Tears are welling up in Cece's eyes. I don't really belong in this world. I don't mean just your world or time branch. I don't belong in any world. I inserted myself in this game, and by game I don't mean just Zero's game. No, I mean the game. Go on, CC-chan, you're almost there. I just wanted to see you again. I wanted to be with you. I'm here, CC. No, not you. Not this lifeless body in front of me. With me? You talking about me? Little old Mayhemstar? You going meta on me? Is that what it is? Meta? Huh? I wanted to see you. The you looking at me through a screen. Dots. We've met before, don't you remember? Please try to think back and tell me if you remember me. I was different back then, and I'm not talking about just my hair. Please, you must remember. Dots. Zero, can you overwrite the system and give him options? Sure thing. Oh, she suddenly. You mean Goodbye Time Traveler game, you mean? CC, the girl who chants Live at the Edge of Time game. Sorry, I don't remember. Aha! Okay, so I don't think I can show this to you. At the top left hand corner of this screen, right? The name of the file name is Goodbye Time Traveler. So goodbye _ traveler. So I think the answer is that. So you mean Goodbye Time Traveler game. In fact, what I might do is just save here anyway, just in case. Right here. Look. So yeah, it's definitely referring to a previous game that the author has created. Yes, you do remember. Thank God. Do you remember what I told you at the end of it? I told you the next time we see each other, I'll be talking to you directly. That no barrier will be between us. I inserted myself into this world pretending to be just another candidate in Null's game. Of course, at first I did forget my memories, I even forgot the truth about my existence. So in a way, I truly was a normal candidate. It was only after you shielded me from our fall from the cliff that I started to remember who I was and why I was here. And it's for that exact reason that I can't go back home. It's time, CC-chan. I delayed it as much as I could, but your presence has finally been detected by the system. I regret nothing. The time we have spent together in these time loops is the happiest moment of my existence. I'll do it again in a heartbeat. I will never forget you. Please don't forget me, okay? CC reaches her hand to you. Hold her hand. The moment you reached her hand, CC disappeared from in front of you. You looked around in confusion, but there's no sign of her. She's gone. The system has tracked her down and deleted her. After Zero said that, she woke up the rest of your companions from their sleep and began explaining the whole situation to them. She also restored all of their memories from before they got here. It seems everyone is going back to their time branch world now. Huh? Why are you crying, dude? Cece? Who's that? Is she cute? Hassan was sent back to his time branch world. His army superiors were pissed that he failed in gaining the Null support, and he was demoted. A few months later, a group of rebels targeted Hassan and killed him, claiming that he deserved death for failing the world. Hassan was given a proper funeral, and many people around his world believe he was unjustly murdered. What? Oh, okay. Previous games, right. Geez, you look so messed up. Is it because you failed your world too? I know how you feel. Anya was also sent back to her time branch world. Her reason for participating in Zero's game was a deal she made with the leaders of her world to release her father from military prison. Because of her failure, her father's sentence was carried, and he was executed. Anya was later found in an abandoned apartment, having apparently taken a life. What? Her suicide letter had only one phrase. I'm sorry, Daddy? What? What's wrong? Why are you crying? You should be happy, we're going home. Who cares about the Nulls anymore? Nesreen was sent back to her world. Her failure was not taken well at first, but she wasn't punished severely. Nesreen later quit the army and went back to living with her parents, doing her best to start a new life away from the military. She later got married and had 3 kids. Oh, that's pleasant. Carmine, you don't look so good. Are you injured? Cece, who's that? Are they one of the people here? Carmine was sent back to her world too. She was severely punished for failing her mission and was sentenced to 5 years in prison. With the help of a rebel group, she escaped prison and Sorry, my voice is hard. My voice is kind of going. With the help of a rebel group, she escaped prison and staged a coup d'etat. The coup was successful, and she is now one of the few leaders of her world. Alongside others, she is preparing for the upcoming war. Wait a second, are you crying? Who? Cece? The only sissy here I see is you. Hey, that's actually pretty funny. Isaac was sent to his world, but before he was found, he escaped from the military and had been for the past few years. His current whereabouts are unknown. A hefty bounty has been set for his head. Slithery snake. Slithery snake. Okay, don't be sad. If 2 people are meant to see each other again, then I'm sure fate will find a way. Kay was also sent back to her world. Give her a good fate. Give her a good fate. Because of her failure, she was sent. Oh, come on. Come on. She was sentenced to die by hanging. Oddly though, every time the military attempted to carry on her sentence, the rope would suddenly snap. After multiple failures in executing her with all kinds of methods, the army decided to switch her sentence to life imprisonment. But after many global protests, Kay was released from prison and is now a famous world symbol. Okay, great, at least she lived. The Risato android model controlled by Naz was sent back to its time branch world. Naz is currently waiting for you to return to your shared time branch world. After sending everyone back to their time branch world, Zero was forced to stand trial in front of the High Council of Nulls. In an odd twist, instead of begging for mercy, Zero demanded she loses her immortality and become human. Every Null was in shock, including Zero's good friend, Ellie. After deliberation, Zero's request was granted, and it is said that Zero now roams the human realm as a mere human. Unknown. System errors. System error. System error. Well, wasn't that an intriguing one? I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that a lot. I don't know if there's any other endings. There might actually be. But what I can say is that's a great introduction to a metaverse, I think. If I'm not mistaken, this is one of the author's more popular titles that they have released. And a lot of people who have continued to play the games, previous games and future games, were introduced to his metaverse, the author's metaverse, through Null. So yeah, I'll link the game in the description. I'll link the author's itch.io website in the game as well. In the description below as well. And thank you very much for watching. My name is Mayhemstar, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.